Hey, good morning. I'm here to solve some problems. That we have a homeless epidemic in America, right? And I was just watching a video from this channel, Daily Homeless News, that they go around the country and they share video footage and documentary of what's really happening in the world today, right? And what's really happening in the world today is that we have a homeless problem because housing and shelter is too expensive for people to afford it, right? And that's the biggest reason. And people are struggling, and they're in stress because it's really hard to maintain shelter and live this standard American dream reality. So what we've done is instead of creating affordable housing, we've created very expensive programs to manage a problem. And so here I'm responding to one of their videos, and I say, solutions exist, yet government regulations stand in the way from problems being solved. And they said they liked that, right? And only one person liked it because it's like the only person that has seen that, right? Because not everybody pays attention to comment sections, and few people are actually interested in getting to the root of a problem. So here I responded. I said, "Hi, thanks for opening the conversation. I'm an alchemist using trash to create treasure and foundation of security for the people that need an escape from instability. Earth-ship construction methods are inexpensive for material and don't really require skilled labor for construction. We just need space and freedom to do it. Resources are in abundance and often a burden to the culture that throws everything to landfills. The model I would like to build is no barrier, while being held accountable by your neighbors and friends. The space would be theirs to use until they don't need it. It would provide the security and comfort of a home without all the amenities that cost so much while being used so little. Earth integration. All right, let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at editing and it takes way too long to do it, so you just got to bear with me. Um, with Earth integration, reduces the energy expenses necessary to maintain a comfortable temperature. Does everyone need their own laundry and shower that may only be used a few minutes per day or week? When items people own are safe from being stolen by other homeless or by the police, a day job is more of an option to build independence and self reliance. The community could be quite beautiful, functional, and work to transition people from hopelessness into hopefulness. Many people are choosing drugs to escape the reality in which they exist. Sometimes they choose other methods too, which are even more drastic. My goal is to help others create an environment where people don't want to escape it. Free will ministry. When a person that's my that's my tool. That's what I use to provide services to the community. When a person feels the love and acceptance of a community with a foundation of security, they can bloom. There are so many beautiful people who are experiencing the flaws of our system. That is, um, that is my belief that when we focus on a healthy humanity, a healthy economy becomes a side effect of that. The reverse is not proven to be true. So then they responded, the vision is inspiring. It flips the usual logic on its head. Instead of waiting for people to deserve housing, you're offering a space where stability comes first and growth follows. Earthship communities built from reclaimed materials aren't just cost effective, they're deeply symbolic, turning waste into hope. What do you think it would take to get city officials to even listen to something like this? How can the rest of us help to move it forward? If we want solutions to homelessness, we need to focus on real solutions and not allow politicians to create the answer that makes them more money or control over the people, right? And so anyway, I responded to one of the networks here on YouTube, that is helping to expose the problem, right? And so I had commented, and they responded here. And this is how community comes together through comment sections and creates change. They said here the vision is inspiring. It flips the usual logic on its head. Instead of let's go back here for a second and see what we can so you can see the whole conversation here. Um, so it starts off. I responded to their video. Solutions exist, yet government regulations stand in the way from problems being solved. Right, and then they said, "Yeah, I totally see where you're coming from. Regulations can sometimes tie up good solutions like zoning laws, blocking affordable housing, or red tape slowing down shelters." What? Yeah, I'm crying about it too, Monty. What specific solutions do you think that are being held back? Any ideas how to push past those barriers? Let's brainstorm, right? And I mean, and that's just people. I don't know that person. I've never met them before, but yet here on the internet we've been able to come together. And so, and then they responded again. I I think there was another one. I don't know why it's not showing it here. Um, hold on. Okay, well, I can't find my other response to that. So they say the vision is inspiring. Right? It flips the usual logic on its head. Instead of waiting for people to deserve housing, you're offering a space where stability comes first and growth follows. Earthship communities built from reclaimed materials aren't just cost effective, they're deeply symbolic, turning waste into hope. What do you think it would take to get city officials to even listen to something like this? And how can the rest of us help move it forward? Um, the city officials aren't really interested in listening to this because this is what produces freedom, and they like to have control because they can profit off of it. And so I responded here. It's trusting that when we plant a seed, it will grow, and when we give it some protection and resources it needs, um, trash into treasure, homeless into home free, impossible into I'm possible. Although it could happen within cities, my intention is to move people to the outskirts of cities where there is less commercial activity that would be in opposition to freedom. It seems they prefer freedom. Happening inside of a city, living in close proximity to everyone else, has many rules, regulations, and oversight. When we return to what is natural, we thrive, and cities are not natural. They've just become a normal that idols broadcasted over the television programming has advertised to be the way to live. Cities are great places. That's what I meant to say. To come together, work, shop, be entertained, and gather for festival and feast, and then return to where there is peace and those of your community that you know and trust. One way to help move this forward is to share my channel. Find Rob Leeming on Facebook and share tools of relovution. But most importantly, work locally because that's how efficiency, accountability, transparency, and true change is created. Share the progress so that others can see a pathway that works. And that's what it takes. It just takes us doing something. It takes us recognizing options that other people are doing in other parts of the world and bringing them into our local experience, the best things, the best ideas. Because there are areas that there are no homeless people, and it's because either people share their resources, they maybe have an extra room in their house, and so they provide somebody space to exist that they can afford. I mean, multi-generational housing is a good idea too. So I mean, there's ways to live more efficiently in a city, but the efficiency doesn't make more money for corporations and the people that are in control. So, the people that are in control are not supposed to be in control. They're supposed to be our representatives. They're supposed to be public servants that are working to the will of the majority as established through a democratic process without violating the natural inalienable rights of the individual. But that's not what's happening. That's If you look around, that's really not what's happening. They're they're not solving the problems they've been tasked to solve. But luckily, there is another way. And the conversation continues. But it seems that YouTube is hiding all of my comments because I can't even find them anymore. Luckily, I captured some of them while I could. So, anyway, they say that is a powerful shift from homeless to home free. Your model isn't just about shelter, it's about dignity, purpose, and belonging. Moving outside the city to reclaim freedom from rigid systems that could be a game changer. How can we get more people, especially younger ones, to see this as a serious alternative to urban grind? And I try to look for my response, and again, it's gone. I think YouTube and Facebook want people to be homeless. What the? What's really going on here?